So, I was talking with a friend of mine on Instagram, and I used to work with her, and now she's a teacher, and she saw the painting I was working on for the San Gabriel mission. She was interested in having her students paint the missions, which I thought was a great idea. So I was like, you know what? I have an idea for that kind of project. I'll make a video about it. And, I was thinking she could kind of tailor the project to what her kids can do, but this is what I came up with. Now, granted, I'm working with a 16-inch by 20-inch piece of canvas. That's kind of my go-to size for canvas. But I think doing this project on like smaller not even canvas, but like just paper, smaller sizes would be a lot easier to do. Here I'm just getting the sky painted, and I really, you know what? I had a hard time painting the sky because for whatever reason, the paint didn't want to spread over the canvas. I don't know if it was the paint, I don't know if it was my paintbrush or the canvas, but like I had a heck of a time covering that thing with the paint. I would like put the paint on and it would just smear a little bit and it didn't really want to move around. And so I started fighting with it. I eventually tried using one of those sponge brushes, but then it kind of changed the color to something I didn't want, and so I went back to the brush and it was just not working out very well for me. How do I say this? I wasn't doing a simple job on the sky. Like I was doing a lot of different colors. I think this would have been quicker actually had I painted on paper as opposed to canvas, but I don't really work on paper. So after it was dry, I decided to go over it with water-soluble wax to just add some depth, add some texture and some extra colors to it. And I wouldn't expect the grade schoolers to be doing this part, but because I wanted to potentially sell this piece, I, added the water-soluble wax. And then right here, like, I was doing, obviously, a hyperlapse video, and I was trying to see if you could watch the water dry. And you can kind of see it a little bit drying, but not really. And so, anyway. I made my own stencil out of a photo of the Santa Barbara mission, and then I traced around it with a watercolor pencil. After I got that traced out, I just filled it in with black paint. Easy peasy. This part was probably one of the quicker parts to do, actually. Like, honestly, getting that color down onto the canvas, it was tough, and that should have been like the easier part, but it wasn't. I think it was just the nature of what I was working with. Anyway, I filled this in with black. I was a little bit worried that if I did this, the structure wouldn't be recognizable, so that's why I left the windows, well, they're not really windows, the arches and the bell tower open so that you could recognize what this was. And then after that was dry, I added in the foliage, because this is the Santa Barbara mission. There is a lot of trees in and around this building. So I added that in, and also touching up parts where the black paint didn't cover quite enough. Then I got a detail brush and I just worked on the palm fronds and the different plants a little bit to make them look better. And this is the finished product. So, and you know what? I wasn't sure how this was going to turn out, but I'm very pleased with how it looks. You can tell what it is. It's still very colorful. On a smaller scale, I think this is something that the grade schoolers can totally do. You could do this with construction paper. I mean, you don't have to use paint to do this. That's just what I like to work with. You could use colored pencils. You could use markers. There's a lot of different options. So anyway, have a good night, and thank you for watching.